Attention, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Lean Six Sigma for All session. If possible, please, on a scale from 0 to 10, how is my audio? How is my audio? Chat. Hello, Jan. Let's see here. Hello, Jan. Let's see here. Okay, excellent. Hello, everyone. So, Minitab has recently, released something that I found super cool, and I'm saying that because before being a Minitab partner, I am a Minitab user, so I'm gonna share the beautiful Minitab Solution Center. I hope you guys can see my screen. And we have basically, let me change this to English because we have an international audience. Yeah. And we have basically the Minitab itself, the Minitab statistical software, but here in the web version. And here there is something very interesting. There is an AI summary that Minitab is now presenting for some of the analyses that are performed for Minitab. There is also a Minitab Brainstorm, that is quite interesting too. There is a data prep, that is a Minitab data center, yes, and there is also the Minitab dashboard. So I would like to spend a few minutes here to show you these 4 different apps, and you can feel free to go ahead in minitab.com, download the 14-day trial version, if you want to play. So let me go ahead and get started with, I don't know if you guys can hear my son. I have a 1.5-year-old son, and he's saying aula. Aula means aula. Aula in Portuguese is class, teaching, Okay, let's go back here. So Brainstorm, let me get started by Brainstorm. So there are different models here. You guys can take a look. Yeah, fishbone, cause and effect, man, machines, materials. Here, in fact, to be honest, it's pretty similar to fishbone. CTQ3, yes, mind map, idea map, 4S, 8P. So if you click, for example, 8P, you can see that there is a description, identify potential cause of a problem using procedures, policies, place, product, people, processes, price, and promotion. 4S, suppliers, systems, surroundings, and skills. So there is a little bit of an explanation here. Yeah, and I'm gonna open up the one that is the classic. In fact, this one here is the classic Ishikawa. Yes, if you come here, you will see that there is a classic Ishikawa, but we all know that normally Ishikawa comes with 6 M's. Catherine, you can, if you still have access to Minitab, you can go to your account, my account, at the top right side. You click in your name, My products, and then you see that Minitab Solution Center is already there. If you do not have access to Minitab, then you can download the free version, okay, at minitab.com. So if you come to Man, Machines, Materials, you will see that there is the classic, this is the classic fishbone, yes, man, machines, measurements, materials, methods, environment, yeah, and then you have pretty cool things here, to be honest. Obviously, you can come here and change the name of your Ishikawa, of your fishbone. My first Ishikawa and Minitab Brainstorm. Okay. You can come here and change the effect, yes, the problem itself. So let's suppose burnt cheese bread, okay. Burnt cheese bread, and then obviously you can change the color if you want. If you want, you can change the text as I showed, and then you can add a hyperlink here. You can add a comment, priority. I believe it makes more sense to associate to the potential causes, yes. But something that I found quite interesting and quite rich, to be honest, is if you come here to machines, for example, there is this AI options. I hope you guys can see. Let me zoom in for you. AI options. And if you click here, there is AI quick generate, AI custom prompt, okay? And obviously, it's important to reinforce that AI technology may make mistakes. But if you click in AI quick generate, yeah, you'll see that we have mechanical failures, power supply fluctuations, wear and tear, software glitches, calibration issues. See potential causes for machines related to the problem burnt cheese bread. And then you have this variable that you can go ahead and write down anything you want, okay? And you can, for example, move down, you know, these potential cause. If you want, you can move left. If you want, you can move this one here right, okay? All the cosmetics, you know, it's pretty intuitive, yeah, pretty intuitive. So, and then obviously you can keep moving here. You can just go ahead here and add manually if you want a child, that means a potential cause that explains, yeah, it's another level in the Ishikawa potential cause screening, yes. So I can say that power supply fluctuations is happening because this cause here, and I can go ahead and write down, or if you prefer, you can just click here and ask again to generate, you know, or if you prefer, you can be a little bit more specific. For example, give me 2 potential causes for power supply fluctuations that are generating burnt cheese bread, okay? And then you guys will see here, in fact, I'm sorry, even if I say 2, see that Minitab has generated 5, okay? Inconsistent load demand, environmental interference, voltage spikes, faulty circuitry, aging equipment. And so you can use this at least as a starting point, for your real Ishikawa. Yes, it's important to reinforce that. We want to go to Gemba, we want to capture really what is going on in the current process, so we need to be obviously careful in using this. I do not recommend you generating a potential cause Ishikawa fully with AI and that's it. No, it should be a starting point, obviously. It should help you to have a list of potential causes that is messy, with items that are mutually exclusive and collectively exhaustive. Okay, so you don't go to Gamba kind of all over the place. Yeah. Can you guys see my screen from 0 to 10? How clear is my screen? Because maybe it's your internet. Let me just check here from 0 to 10. How clear is my screen when I shared this one here? And let me check in my cell phone too. Yeah, at least for me it's showing up like full HD. Okay, wonderful. Questions, please guys, all questions are welcomed. And then let's suppose after having the first version of the Ishikawa, the potential cause, you want to present this Ishikawa to the experts, and then you can rank. You can say, according to the experts, voltage spikes is extremely critical, so you can change the priority here for 5, and this one here, it's a priority 3, for example, and this potential cause is priority 2. And then you may say that this potential cause here, you can add a comment. It was suggested by my boss. So you should give some love, some special love for this potential cause, And then if you come here and you click in remove AI symbol, yeah, it may suggest that for this one here we will not be generating more potential causes. Okay, but again, if you want, with just one click you can have like more potential causes. Once again, I truly believe that this is a very special resource for you to have a first version of your Ishikawa. Yeah, I love this functionality here too. I don't know if you guys can see pan window. Okay, I believe it is easier to move than simply moving with the arrows, but it's definitely up to you. You have a zoom here that you can play too. Yeah. In the Minitab Solution Center, you have Learn, where you can access, videos, sometimes in YouTube, with cool content about everything that we are showing here. And Discover has to do with other Minitab products, from the Minitab family, let's say. Okay. Type cool if you are finding this cool. Then you can show, for example, you can show or not show, in this case, comments. You can hide comments. If you want to hide the nodes, you can hide. If you want to hide, we don't have hyperlinks, but you can hide hyperlinks, and the same for priorities. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. I think that's it. For Ishikawa, that's it. Let me just wait a little bit and see if you guys have any questions. All questions are welcomed. All questions are welcomed. A Lean Six Sigma for all session. Session. Then it wants to hide our priority. I think that let me just wait a little bit and see if you guys have any questions. All questions are welcomed. Yeah? Wonderful. So I will move on to the next app as part of the Minitab Solution Center, okay? So let me go now to data prep. Okay, data prep. Minitab Data Center. So you can add from different sources, okay? Microsoft OneDrive, Google Drive, or open a local file. I'm gonna open a local file. Yeah. I just wanna do something here that I believe will be cool. Okay, I'm gonna create some problems in the data. So I wanna create Mary with capital A. I wanna create a let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple. So let me open the file here. So see, I found this very interesting because you have the idea of a Minitab data center is really for you to clean up, to prepare your data before you run a statistical analysis or you move to dashboards, okay? So let me just go back on the Ishikawa. So for the Ishikawa, yes, for the Ishikawa, after you have this, yeah, it's quite interesting because for for dashboard, I know that you can export as a PDF, but Fishbone apparently you cannot, okay? Or at least I was not able to see. So in this case, you would need to go ahead and take a snapshot, let's say. You would need to take a snapshot of your Ishikawa, okay? So see that we have a histogram or something very similar to a histogram. You have the range of the data. Yeah, you have all your data points here. But then you have something very interesting that is, wow, I have 3 types of cheese bread brand, 2 oven brands, 2 different levels for shift, morning and afternoon. And I have 3 employees. Strange, because I know that there are only John and Mary. So what's going on? You can easily see here, for example, one of the ways you can sort ascending, sort descending. Advanced sort is when you want to play with 2 different columns. For example, if you want to have employee ascending and delivery time descending, for example, yeah, you can do that. You can change the type of data. Sometimes the decimal separator, sometimes you use 14.1, or depending on the country where you are, it can be understood as a text, so you can easily change to number, and maybe we can run an example of that, because this is so common. This is so common. Let me see if this is very frequent, very frequent. Because see, when you are here, you cannot exactly type anything, If I type here, I cannot edit. I cannot edit. I can work, process the columns, but I cannot edit exactly a cell, So let me just do something here. Let me copy this. Control C, Control V. Let me replace these two with replace point to comma. Okay. Replace all. See if I can do that. Oh, that's not what I need. That's not what I need. 12.9, 13.9, 5.8. No, 5.8, 8.5, 10.9, 13.6, 7.6, 2, 7, 10, 12.3, 13.5, 9.1, 9.7, 9.3, 10, 10, 3, 12.5, 12.3, 6.1, because in Brazil we do use comma, and once again, depending on how your computer and your Minitab is configured, you may face a very common problem. Very common problem. So let me see if I can delivery time. Let me save this one. And then I'm gonna open up again. Home. Add data. Data in English. Beautiful. So that's what I wanted. See, 28 levels, but in fact it should be a continuous data. Yeah, so you can easily come here and change the type of data and say that this is numeric. Yeah, this is numeric. And then, as you can see, it did not work. It did not work. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So we will just delete this column, okay? We'll just delete this column, and then let's keep using the data that we have in column 1, okay? But then, in order to change from 3 levels to 2 levels, I'll just go ahead and understand from here. This is one of the ways, filter or replace. You can just see that there is John, Mary, and another Mary, Mary with capital A. See? So you can just go ahead and click here in change case, and ask to, for example, everything uppercase, everything lowercase, proper case, or sentence case. Yeah. So see that now I don't have that Mary with capital A, and I do have 2 levels. Okay. And then there is also, every time that you upload, a data set, there is an initial cleanup. Okay, in this initial cleanup, it will be automatically trimming white space at the beginning and at the end. Sometimes it creates problems with unbalanced designs in measurement system analysis or DOE. Remove non-printable characters. Format dates based on regional settings. Okay, so this is kind of default. And if you want, normally we do not normalize case, but if you want, we can again put everything uppercase, lowercase, proper case, and sentence case. And if you want, you can also check on remove rows with missing values in every column, right? So let me see if you guys have any questions, please. All questions are welcome. There's something that is cool too. If you click in this column and click here, you have a summary, how many rows, how many missing values, mean, median, standard deviation, range, max, and minimum. Okay, and if you are okay, just type okay for me. If you are okay, just type okay for me. And here, let me just... Yes? Just do one thing here again. Close connection, data prep, get started. Change case. Delete this one. And now we can open up in dashboard, okay? So I believe you guys are familiar with Power BI. So imagine something like Power BI that includes, Minitab functionalities. I found this super cool, to be honest. It's already connected to our data, assets, so you can, for example, add a graph builder, yeah, open here, and then whenever you put your variable here, you have automatically placed the possible analysis, graphical analysis with this kind of data. So for box plot, for example, I can break down into oven brand or interval plot, yes, or individual value plot. Yeah, let's put here a box plot. Create. Yeah, and then you can also you can plot other tools, but if you want, you can plot an eye chart. You can add an eye chart for time. You can go ahead and add a capability analysis, for example. Capability analysis. You can also add, if you want, some they call KPI. For example, if you want to put only delivery mean, yeah, delivery time, and put the mean, for example, only the mean. You can do that. If you want to add standard deviation, for example, yeah, you can do that. And that's your dashboard, that's your panel. Yeah, you can also include, if you want, text and images. If you want to place an image here, let me see if I can use only 2. No, I need to have at least 3. So let me place this here. Yeah, and put the famous cheese bread. And then you can, for example, add category slicer, for example. So let's suppose you want to slice by cheese bread brand, yeah? And then you also want to slice by shift, for example, and also by employee, yeah. Employee, right? And then I can add here a text. Let me remove this one here. Yeah. My first Minitab dashboard. My first Minitab dashboard. Yeah. And then you can play. You can go ahead here and play. Yeah. You can play. So, what is the PPK and the control chart and the distribution over oven brands when I have only data from afternoon shift, for example, yeah, or from morning shift only, yeah, or from John, or from Mary, yeah, Mary during the morning with this cheese bread brand, yeah. Obviously that we do not have many data points, but I hope you guys were able to have a good sense of the Minitab dashboard. Please, all questions are welcomed. Let me know if you guys have any questions, or if you found it cool, type cool. So again, brainstorm, the data center, the dashboard, yeah? And then from the dashboard, there is a navigator here. From the dashboard, edit, you can come to data and then open up in Minitab. Yeah. And here now for Minitab, the main difference is when you run, for example, one sample T test perform against 15, you know, and you see the results here, p-value and everything. You can click in these 3 stars, then there is a Minitab AI that will generate a summary. Okay, so the analysis aims to determine whether the average delivery time of a specific product differs significantly from a hypothesized population mean of 15 minutes. Yes, significant difference from hypothesized mean. And then you can copy and paste to any place you want. You can regenerate. Sometimes you have the same result, but you can get something slightly different. Yeah. AI technology may make mistakes. It's the user's responsibility to ensure the output is accurate, appropriate, and meets your organization's standards, expectations, and requirements. Minitab AI uses Microsoft Azure AI. Okay. Marcelo, can I do that with, let's suppose, you can plot a histogram, simple histogram, delivery time. So you don't have the 3 stars, okay? This is pretty much for analytical output. Yeah? So again, Ishikawa or Brainstorm that you can use with Ishikawa. Brainstorm, you also have data prep, Minitab data center, you have dashboard, and you have Minitab. Questions? Guys, I hope you found this helpful. You can play with that at minitab.com. You can download your free version. Or if you are my black belt student with an active Minitab license, this is already available for you. Okay? Guys, thank you so very much. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.